Good morning, hello, good morning. Welcome once again to Dork Duck Daily, the show with all the news you nerd. Another Trimmins. Lena ran off to get a cereal bar.
Hungry.
Yeah, I was munching on a peanut butter sandwich, so I get it. And it's a Monday. Checking along, it's 9:09 a.m. on this Monday.
Sorry, relate. I was busy being nostalgic.
Yeah, about an old MMO. And it was so funny because Selena kept going, I know you don't like MMOs, but let me pitch this to you. And then she would
so
say
cool.
say a bunch of things that like are not things that Jeff is into. Good morning, Sam.
So you're telling me you're not into that aspect of like playing an instrument in that game?
I do think it's neat they like program that stuff in and stuff, but no, like everything you're listing of like, and you can do this and you can do this are just not things that appeal to me in games. You're like, but you could do anything. You can cook. You can. The instrument thing is cool. The fact that like you could learn in different instruments in that game, and then you could upload basically like different songs and programmed in to be like, and then you could play that like within them. Like that's neat.
Or she isn't on bed.
I mean it is, but it isn't.
It's always you.
It's always me. I'm the problem. It's me. Good morning, Sam. Congrats on first. Good morning, Soggy. That aspect did seem cool though. The idea that it's like,
You know what?
I would have, you know what I would have been? I would have been the nerd that was programming all those different songs for other people to.
And you're like, I don't have an account. No.
That would have been fun to me, like breaking down all popular music into like different like into different like notes and chords, and then like, okay, here, if you upload this, then you can play this on your lyre or whatever fantasy instrument they had. Lute
And flute. There wasn't only fantasy instruments. There were actual instruments that exist in real life.
Sam says I wrote 3 pages of notes for today. Good luck today on no dying in Hollow Knight. I believe in you.
I'm gonna fix the sheet. Bothering.
Okay.
Fix it.
Can you bring my phone too? Because someone was texting me trying to meet me at the shop at 11, and that's not gonna be feasible. Hey, you can look and see. Snoopy said I tried to get first. I was all the way to the spot where it lets me redeem. I click confirm, and it says too late. I'm so sorry. I think Pete was on top of it. Vince says I love him some Jeffums. Good morning, Vince. Good morning, Stu. Yeah. Vince says, "Oh, that was supposed to be a sub anniversary." That's weird because it didn't even come through on the Twitch thing. Odd. But yeah, happy day after Easter. We've managed to get this far. We did Easter egg hunting. I didn't know quite what was going to happen because my youngest has aged past like the bunny and Santa stuff, and what yeah, the Pope is not around anymore. This is it reconnected to chat, must have dropped it. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's that definitely happened over the last. I woke up to that where I was just like, oh, okay. And the Pope met JD Vance and then died. That's a thing that happened. But we in our neck of the woods, it was kind of, I didn't know quite what was going to happen going into it, and then when the kids got here on Friday, they were actually really excited. So I was like, okay, so I am hiding eggs. And they were really excited, and we're like, we want Selena to look for eggs too. Which meant that, like, I was up deep into Saturday night hiding eggs everywhere so that everyone could wake up and egg hunt. Um, and then went to bed. We watched a movie and and even Selena like went to bed kind of late, so like started late. Um, and it was by the time I like got everything done and like those stupid I got cheap eggs because of course you do. They like wouldn't go together, and like half of them I was trying to fit like way too big of like little individual candy bars in them too, and so those wouldn't. But even the ones that weren't overfilled, like they just didn't want to go together very well. And so it took me forever to fill all the eggs, hide all the eggs. And then yeah, it was like 5:20 I think when I was going to bed Saturday night. And then I don't think I didn't think we did any egg hunting till like 12:30.
Something like that, because our kids were complaining about how long it was taking, and I was like, bro,
When
I was a child, like we would literally go to someone else's house, eat a bunch of food, and then they'd be like, okay, go hunt for eggs now after you ate like half your weight in ham and deviled eggs. Oh, we didn't make deviled eggs. God damn it. Anyway, yeah, they'd be like, oh yeah, go do that now. Go outside. Fucking hunt eggs. And I'd be like, bro, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. I just ate like a bunch of ham. Let me sleep. And they'd be like, no, time to go out. And it's like it was a system to like tire us out, I think. They were like, give them food and then have them hunt for eggs and then we'll go home. And then I was probably out for the rest of the night, so understandable. But like,
well, I woke up at like 9:50 and I went out, and the second I opened the door, my youngest was like, "Are we ready? Are we doing it now?" And I was like, "No."
And then she woke me up by like opening the door and being like, "Selena."
Yeah, I was like, "You have to wait till 11." And then she woke you up and screamed.
And it scared me so bad. Like I didn't expect to be woken up like that, and it just like I woke up in fear, and then I like had to charge my phone, so I called Jeff and I was like, "Can you bring me the phone charger?" And then I'd assumed that he was the one that sent her in there to wake me up, because he does this thing where if he doesn't want to get up, he'll be like, "Hey, insert child's name here, like, will you go grab me this, or will you go do that?"
As dads have done for generations. It's
Sure,
a dad thing.
I understand.
Yeah.
My grandpa probably did the same thing to me too. But like you'd be like, "Hey, can you go grab me this or whatever?" And then sometimes it'd be like, "Hey, go wake Selena up," or "Hey," like sometimes you would send them in here to wake me up because you didn't want to stop doing what you were doing. And so I thought you did that, and I was like, "Why would you send them in here to yell and wake me up?" You're like, "I didn't do that."
No, it was actually we went out. I went out at like 10, and at like 10 it was like, can I go wake Selena up and my sibling up? Like, no. And then it was like every 5 minutes, how about now? Can I go wake them up now? How about now? Can I go wake them up now?
I didn't go to sleep till like 4 that night, I think. It was 3:45 when I had last looked at the clock.
Yeah, it was a
because I stayed and watched you put candy in eggs for a little bit, and then I was like, "This is taking a while. I think I'm gonna go lay down." And I did. I went and I laid down, and I passed out, and then I woke up with a jolt.
And yeah, it was a good little egg hunt though. You guys got a little competitive, got a little hid the golden hard to find eggs in some difficult places, I thought.
Well, I felt bad because like I technically have an advantage, I guess. But then I thought about it and I really don't.
What advantage do you have?
I don't know. I was thinking about it. I was like, because I'm an adult, but like our 11-year-old's pretty much on the same intellectual level as me practically. Like she's smart as hell, and like our middle kid is smart as hell too, and like also
taller
than me. So I'm like, wait a minute, Actually, I don't think I have the advantage here. Why am I like nerfing?
Snoopy said she can see lower places. Yeah.
Why am I like nerfing myself? So I like took it very seriously, and like I still lost. I was still third place. I did find the golden eggs, but I didn't find
that was more of a determination thing because
I
the other
was
two
like-
were just like, okay, we didn't find the golden eggs.
They
this
were like,
year."
"Can we please get a hint?" And I was like, "No, I want to find it myself. I want to do this with my brain." And so, yeah.
And I cooked ham all day, and then today we get to do ham soup, and it's gonna be delicious. I'm excited.
I'm a little tentative about the ham soup. I've just never had ham soup before.
Yes, you have. I made some right after Christmas last year.
I thought you made
No,
turkey soup.
that was after Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, bro, chill, damn.
No faith in my soup.
I do. You make good soup, but like sometimes I don't like certain soups. If I had to choose a soup, it would be like a chicken-based soup. Always.
Right,
love
but we
chicken
just
soup.
cooked
No,
a big ham.
I understand
Okay.
the why we're doing it. I'm just saying, like, personally, I'm not going to be as excited about ham soup as I would be about like chicken soup or turkey-based soup. I'm a poultry kind of girl, apparently.
Okay, so then you guys should have had me cook a turkey yesterday.
But ham is like tradition.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm not excited.
Also, I cook a good ham.
You do.
That's
We
pretty-
like douse that thing in brown sugar, pineapple.
Yeah, it was good.
It was very good.
Ever since I spent most of yesterday anxiously working on making the route for today more efficient. Yeah, for some reason you're not following Sam. Because his charity stuff was successful and amazing because our communities are great, raised a whole bunch of money. He is going to be live today with attempt number 2 of his Deathless Hollow Knight run. Which is what he's talking about. It's I struggle playing that game, and and with dying included. I can't imagine playing it and not dying, but I'm happy and proud for him. It's going to be more of a journey. I think he might have thought that there was a chance that you do it the first any challenge like that. There's always a chance you do it the first day, because then there's just the amusement of just like, oh man, we set all this up, we got all this ready, we like prepared everyone for like, okay guys, this might take a while, and then it happens. So sometimes like things just play out like that, and then it really was like a lot of things were just kind of bouncing his way on Wednesday, and then Sam says, "Oh no, God no, I'm bad at games, Jeffs. I'm assuming this is my life for a year. This is going to at least be your life for another while, because now we start the like where you're probably not going to get to wherever you just were for a while." What'd you just ask, Selena?
Oh, I was like, is the screen not plugged in?
It's not, because it was the last thing we used that screen for
Was
the hookup for when
Okay.
we were playing
No,
Resident
I was
Evil.
just curious because I was just gonna have it going.
Do you need me to hook your monitor
No,
up?
it's fine. It was gonna be if it was like already ready to go. I was just gonna do that. and then-
here. Gotta hook it up to your
Thank
instead
y'all.
of to the capture card. Yeah. Sam says, thankfully the reroute fixes those issues. Successfully been back there twice. Well, good. Well, best of luck today. We don't just cover Sam's Hollow Knight runs on the stream. We also cover all the news you nerd. It's a whole segment that we like to call the Daily Quack. Meta, our favorite company. Woo! Meta is ramping up its AI-driven age detection. Thank you for the luck. You're welcome for the luck. The issues are Hanrat 2 and Watcher Knights Killed Me. All those are right at the end. Yeah, I think you'll do it sooner than you expect. I do think it's going to be a little while now. It's that whole like Dark Souls boss thing. It's like you either do it the first time or the 100th time, because your first time you get like so close and then you die, and then it takes forever to like get back. What's happening now?
I see. I thought that it was. I don't know what I thought. Don't mind. I thought it was plugged in.
No,
I thought I needed to plug it in.
Oh no. Okay, I love you so much. No, I literally handed you the cord that you just had to plug into your computer.
I know, I realized that now. Like, I thought you were handing it to me to plug into this part of my computer.
All right, Meta is ramping up its AI-driven age detection. This is from Mia Sato over at The Verge. It says Meta is expanding how it uses AI to detect teens on Instagram, and in some cases will begin overriding account settings. Instagram announced it was using AI for age detection in 2024. The system looked for signals that users were under 18 years old, like if messages from friends say happy 16th birthday, for example. Meta also says it uses engagement data. People in the same age group often interact with content they see in similar ways. Teen accounts on Instagram are subject to more restrictive settings by default. Teen accounts are private. Strangers aren't able to send them messages, and Instagram limits what kind of content teens see. Last year, Instagram changed the settings for all teens on the platform so that safety features were automatically enabled. That wasn't a thing before? Okay. The company now says it will use AI to proactively look for teen accounts that have an adult birthday and change settings for users it suspects are kids. In a blog post, Instagram says it will be... You okay?
Yeah, I hit my head. Alright, but it's okay.
In a blog post, Instagram says it will begin testing the feature today in the US. If it detects that a user is actually a child, but the account says otherwise, Instagram will automatically place it under more restrictive teen settings. Instagram acknowledges the possibility that the system will make errors. The company says users will have the ability to change their settings back. Meta has gradually offered more settings that it says will protect teens and kids on the platform, often in response to concerns from parents and lawmakers. Last year, the European Union launched an investigation into whether Meta was doing enough to protect the health of young users. Disturbing reporting into predators on Instagram targeting kids prompted a lawsuit by a U.S. Attorney General. There's also a disagreement among tech companies, namely Google versus Meta, Snap, and X, over who should be responsible for keeping kids safe online. In March, Google accused Meta of trying to offload its responsibility onto app stores following the passage of a bill in Utah. I guess I'm pro using AI to try to keep teens safer, I guess. Question mark. Did you just hit your head again?
Yeah.
Do you need help?
No, I think I got it.
Okay. Vince said, sadly, my phone didn't charge correctly last night, and I'm headed into work. Have a great day. Yeah, have a wonderful day, Vince. I think I'm pro with this. It's hard to say. In all reality, this seems like teens are still going to find ways to like sneak around this stuff, and largely it's just going to turn into a lot of people that aren't teens being like, I think you're a teen, and it's going to be a lot of people having to prove, which we're seeing
Do you remember those like AI things back in the day that would like guess your age or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't go well for me. So
It's gonna constantly just think.
I don't think they're gonna kick me off now, but
They're
like
gonna see you posting about like I had such a fun Easter egg hunt and like banned, ban that account.
that's a child.
Well, like so we were I did the story last week or something that was like
I feel really stupid right now. I have it plugged in to my computer, and it's plugged into that, and it's on the HDMI one.
you have it plugged into the wrong part of your computer. You have to plug into the graphics card.
What? But that says HDMI.
Yeah, that's the onboard HDMI, but you have a graphics card that overrides that. There's a cord in it right now. Just unplug that cord. I don't know where that's going to. Yeah. It was probably going to the second monitor we like never had hooked up.
Ow. Okay, last time I hit my head on
the
microphone.
I love you so much.
Yay.
You did it. Congratulations.
I used to have such a tolerance for electronics, and now I'm just like, nope, it's not working, and I don't know why, and I need help.
It's not just you. It's weird.
It's scary, dude. I think as a society we need to do something about that. We were also talking about how like in MMOs now people don't talk to each other, which is really weird because oh, apparently I can't even sign into my device right now.
Why can't you sign in?
I don't know. I probably pushed buttons too many times.
What?
I don't know.
Weird. Okay. Marvel Rivals will soon be getting swimsuit skins.
They're gonna put Jeff the Shark in a bikini?
Why? I suppose. This summer, you might be able to buy some bikinis and swim trunks for your favorite heroes. Marvel, this is from Zach Sweezen at Kotaku. Marvel announced that soon, swimsuit-themed skins will be appearing in the popular free-to-play shooter Marvel Rivals. To hear that loud noise, that's the sound of Marvel Rivals developer NetEase installing new vaults to hold all the money they are about to make. On April 17th, Marvel announced that in July, it is bringing back its Swimsuit Special. It was an ongoing series of special edition comic books released in the 90s that depicted the superheroes and supervillains wearing bikinis, swimming trunks, and Speedos. The series, bless you, the series was pure fan service, but over time, it added more gender parity. It was sometimes celebrated by critics and how equally it sexualized women and men. The last swimsuit special arrived in 1995. It's possible Marvel opted to bring it back after seeing DC do its own assortment of swimsuit-themed summer artwork in 2024. Now, for fans of the Marvel Rivals out there, you'll be very interested in this bit included in the swimsuit special announcement. The issue will also include designs for new costumes coming soon to Marvel Rivals, the mega popular multiplayer game from Marvel Games and NetEase Games.
Bro, did you see, real quick, this has to do with things that are important to the show. Did you see that RuneScape came out with a new game?
No.
It's like a 3D, like it looks kind of like, from what I've seen, it looks like Valheim or something like that, but it's like in the land of RuneScape.
So it's just like, it's more RuneScape, but like...
From what I'm understanding, it's like RuneScape, but just 3D.
Okay.
And like, which is insane.
Do people like it? Are they?
I don't know.
A bunch of people I know were like obsessed with old school RuneScape for like forever.
I don't know that I even want to play it personally, but like I kind of want to give it a shot, but I don't want to spend $30 on it. But like also, it just looks kind of cool.
But also RuneScape.
Yeah, like I like the idea of like remaking it in 3D. I think that's pretty cool, but also there's like a certain like nostalgia level for what it was. They changed the graphics years ago.
Never got into RuneScape, but Vince, who just left, was obsessed with it. And then,
what the hell is Dinkum?
And then I ended up with you, and you're also like have this history of being obsessed with RuneScape. I don't know, sweetheart.
It's been a while since I've checked Steam too, to be fair. Steam's like, hey, look at all this shit you can get. You remember when you used your computer? That was a cool time. There's dust on my keyboard.
There is
That's
dust on your
fucking
keyboard.
sad, dude. Like, you need to take away my phone, cause like,
I've tried several
no,
times.
like I think I'm not kidding. Like I think if I was forced to use my computer more, I would be more apt to do things that are like not phone related.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and doom scroll on TikTok on my computer.
Right.
Yeah.
And our computers are right next to each other, and whenever I sit down at my computer to do stuff, you're like, ah!
Well, that was yesterday because it was Easter, and I was trying to like hang out with everybody, and then suddenly it was just me and our middle kid hanging out in the living room, and I was like, where did everybody go? Our youngest kid went to go watch YouTube in their bedroom, and Jeff went in here to work on like editing a score piece.
I got asked to compose a piece or something.
A piece is what you said.
I got.
Which for the longest time I thought that had something to do with drugs. When you kept saying score a piece, I thought you were talking about like scoring like weed or something, or like a piece for weed.
No, I was.
And I was like, what? Why can't they just go to the dispensary and buy a piece? Like, what the fuck?
I got asked to compose something. So
I know that now. But at first I was like, they want you to score a piece. Like, this isn't 2009.
And I got like halfway done, and I need to. It has a hard deadline that I don't know how I'm gonna hit now. Because I just like kept going like, yeah, no, and I was having fun working on it. There's that thing that was just like, why are you doing this? I'm like, because it's bringing me joy.
I didn't know that that's what you were doing though. Like I just, you didn't even say anything. You just walked into the bedroom and started editing a video, and I was like, okay, bye, happy Easter.
Well, that was
so nice.
I wasn't even editing a video. There's probably like for people that like do compositions more often, there's probably better software and better stuff for this, but like because I don't know what I'm doing, I had my like music program, and I would then be like, okay, here is the music program. Then I would like hard output it and then bring it into the video program to be like, okay, let's see how this lines up. And then I would be like, oh, I need to make that adjustment. Then I'd go back to the music program, make an adjustment, and then hard export it, and then bring it into and like, there's probably a more efficient way to do. There's probably software out there like specifically for people in this situation to be like, here's how you can compose into this and see it all line up. And but I don't have that, so like I was doing it that way, which was probably adding to a lot of the fun of it. But it's it's I like composing a lot. Wish I got to do it more often. I still want one of the so bad. I think it was like 4 or 5 Christmases and birthdays ago too. Like several people are like, well, don't buy that. We'll get that for you. Like one of those like keyboards that like hook into the computer.
Oh, you were telling me about those, yeah.
So that I can just sit and
oh, you know, it's wild. You could sit and you could compose your music, and then you could turn it into a song for me to play on Mabinogi.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah.
It's predicted that the swimsuit skins will arrive in Marvel Rivals around the same time as the Marvel release of the new swimsuit-themed comic, which is set to hit stands on July 9th. Coincidentally, that's roughly when we expect to see Season 3 of Rivals to start. Will the Battle Pass for Season 3 be entirely dedicated to summer looks and swimwear? Perhaps. And if so, NetEase is going to have to install a few more vaults to contain all the money they're about to make. Hey, maybe they can use that money to pay people instead of laying them off. Just a thought. That would be nice, but I don't think we can have nice things. This is actually a good story.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. Ubisoft has made its color blindness simulation tool available to any game developer for free. This is from Jonathan Bolding of PC Gamer. Who says Ubisoft has announced that its internal tool to help developers make colorblind accessible video games is available for public use after several years of internal use and development. Chroma lets players replicate the experience of colorblind players in real time as they actually play the game by applying a filter over the screen that doesn't degrade game performance. Colorblindness may well be the most common disability affecting video game players, with nonprofit colorblind awareness citing statistics that 1 in 12 men, or 8%, and 1 in 200 women, or 0.5%, are colorblind. I've heard that before, that more men than women are. That's fascinating. Like, do we have any idea why? Like, that's crazy. It seems like more likely that it's like underreported than it is that big of a statistical.
Maybe.
Or just maybe just men are more prone to it for some reason. Chroma works by putting a filter over a game in real time, letting developers monitor games as they're actually played, as opposed to other tools that require developers to see games only in static screenshots or run purely in a colorblind configuration. Chroma can be used on single or dual screens, works with hotkeys, and has customizable overlay. Over the past few years, Chroma has proven to be a highly efficient tool for us at Ubisoft, said Ubisoft Director of Accessibility David Tisserand in a statement. It's allowed us to access the accessibility of our games. It's allowed us to assess the accessibility of our games for colorblind players much faster and more comprehensively than ever before. Because we believe accessibility is a journey, not a race, we're thrilled to share Chroma with the entire industry. We invite everyone to benefit from it, provide feedback, and contribute to its future development. Chroma was developed by Ubisoft's quality control team based in India, with the goal of giving real-time feedback to developers as they actually controlled a game. Listening to Giant Bomb and stuff over the years, which is now split up into Jeff on his own and Nextlander, is like a number of those dudes are like, because both Jeff and Vinny are very colorblind, and like it's been interesting because it's like I've been listening to those guys for so long that it's like it's gone from like, oh yeah, this game seems neat, but I can't play it, or I can't play really this aspect of it, to now like, you know, I was listening to an Nextlander podcast last week that was talking about Blueprints, which is a game like I'm really excited about playing, and it broke down into like, hey, I've had to there's an option there that I can't click that says like, hey, it's coming for like colorblind mode. And, you know, I've had to just like call my kid into the room a number of times to be like, what is this? What's going on there? It's crazy how much progression has happened in that kind of stuff, which especially 12% of men, that's such a high, crazy...
That is high when you think about it.
Yeah.
It seems like a small number, like, relatively, because of just, like, 12 out of 100 is not a big number, but, like, when you think about how many people are on the planet and how many men are around the planet, like, still insane.
And how much like video game-ness as a whole that for years was targeted at men and only men, you know, like too. It's like the 12% of your target demographic had issues with color blindness, and like you weren't addressing it or looking at it. But it also makes sense why that's the one thing that you have seen the most, like, hey, here's modes for this and here's things around it. I remember watching Sam play a game called Hue, which is like a very cool game.
There's a power mop thing in here. What the Sorry, I was moving this to see if I could just plug in the tablet real quick. Just because I thought the tablet was down here. It's no longer down here. Oh, it's right there. But I moved this container, and then suddenly it was like, power mop?
I definitely had
Pod?
nothing to do with the power mop thing being there.
It's probably me. Like, I haven't, to be honest about struggles, I haven't really, like, cleaned our bedroom the way that I normally do in a while. Like, I picked up, like, things that were on the floor, but, like, I need to do my, like, reset in here, and I just haven't had the time. I did that in the living room last night, kind of, sort of. A quick one, and then in the kitchen. But I'm just, like, running around lately, just, like, trying to clean everything because we have ants.
Yeah.
In the house.
Yeah,
there's ants everywhere, though. Like, there's even ants, like, in our building at the store. Like, not in our building, but, like, in one of the hallways. I was, like, back there, and then I went into the bathroom, and I was just, like, standing there, and there's just, like, ants, like, boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
Going to the wall. Yeah, I don't care. They need to stay out of my house. Like,
we have it almost. Now it's funny because it's like we have ant traps and stuff everywhere. So all the places we were seeing ants, we don't see them. But like whenever someone drops something on the floor, it's like, oh, they're still here because that's when we find them. Like,
yes, they are.
Or when the cats throw up, and I'm like, oh, god damn it. Chroma was developed by Ubisoft's quality control team. But it said all that. Developers interested in downloading or using Chroma for themselves are invited to its GitHub page, where it's now published under the Apache 2.0 license. The license is described by the Apache Foundation as a vector for developing reliable and long-lived software products through collaborative open source development. So that's cool. It's not often I can do a nice story about Ubisoft. It's not often I can be like, and today we get to say something nice and kind about something that Ubisoft's doing that we think is great. A pretty rare occurrence. Scientists claim they've seen a jaw-dropping new color.
Ooh. But
you can only experience it by shooting lasers directly into your eyes.
Wow, that sounds like a joke, but I'm assuming it's accurate.
This is from Jonathan Boulding at PC Gamer.
So, like LASIK? Because LASIK shoots a laser directly in your eye.
Yeah, to like do surgery and like burn things, like
yeah,
reshape your eye.
Same, like,
I would imagine
concept?
not, because like that's like in painful invasive surgery, and like
they wanted to do LASIK on me when I was a kid, and I was like, no, thank you.
Oh, I wanted LASIK so bad when I was a kid. I'm still mad that it never got done. All right.
I gotta plug in this charger real quick, and then I can be a present human.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to charge my tablet. Jeez.
Good morning, Cheeky. Cheeky said I was coming here to ask about the story because I figured I missed it, but got here in time. Yes, you're here right in time for lasers being shined into people's eyes. All right. By very precisely shooting lasers directly into the eye, do not try this at home. Researchers claim it's possible to experience a color never previously experienced. The 5 people who have seen the color, which the team calls Olo, say...
Olo? That's what the color's
yeah.
called? It's called Olo.
OLO.
Okay.
Say that it's a blue-green hue, but more saturated than any blue-green I've ever seen before. Are you sure you guys haven't just been like shot in the eye with a laser?
Yeah, sometimes when I use my ring light, I see like a big black dot in front of my eye for a little bit. That might have just happened to them.
Shiki says, and also LASIK only lasts up to like 20 years, and you have to get it done again at least once. Yeah. I still wish I would have gotten it done because I hate having to wear my glasses. It's so annoying. Especially because like I can mostly see without mine. It's just my vision is like inefficient. It's like I can see and get along without them. It's hard to read things that are farther away. and then a lot of like the detail stuff are other way. So it's like I don't love watching movies and stuff without them, and then I don't love driving without them. But I can do both those things, and in all other aspects of life, it's kind of like But if I had LASIK, I would just never have to worry about carrying glasses around or putting glasses on or any of that stuff. Be nice. Is it like all dirty or messy? Or?
It's just dusty.
Okay.
Everything in our house is dusty.
She says some people should be able to name things. But also like, ooh, it's saturated. Maybe because you have light in your eyes. Yeah. As reported by The Guardian, a team at the University of California, Berkeley, have published a new paper outlining a method for using a laser to stimulate individual cells in the retina in order to create a stimulus that natural light couldn't otherwise produce. The color-sensitive eye cells, known as cones, are sensitive to long, medium, and short wavelengths of light. The laser in the UC Berkeley experiment stimulates just the medium cones, which are otherwise never stimulated in isolation. The result of the targeted laser stimulation is a patch of color in the recipient's vision that cannot be produced under any natural lighting conditions. It was jaw-dropping. It's incredibly saturated, said UC Berkeley electrical engineer Ren Ng. A vision expert consulted by The Guardian said that Olo is not a new color and was instead simply a more saturated green. Like someone's just like, no.
Nope, you're wrong. Incorrect.
For their part, the researchers are very open about this being a tiny stepping stone towards stimulating individual parts of the eye to create vision, but they hope their new vision tool named Oz will enable research into scientific questions about how the brain processes visions to continue. This is basic science, study engineer NG told The Guardian. We're not going to see Olo on any smartphone displays or TVs anytime soon. This is very, very far beyond VR headset technology. Yeah, because I don't want to buy a thing where you're shooting lasers into my eyes. You can't do that consumer facing.
Yeah, it feels like a punishment and not a gift.
Well, also, like, if you're gonna shoot lasers in my eyes, the pitch has got to be better than like it's kind of like green.
Just kinda.
Shiki says, ha ha ha, OMG, so clever because Oz puts colors into the world. Ha ha ha. Which goes ahead and preempts what I figured the logical next step was: direct laser insertion into your eyeballs to program a possibly high-resolution landscapes right into your mind as you play video games. Shame, I was hoping we'd jump right into some full anime full dive VR stuff from here. Jokes about shooting lasers into your eyes aside, to be clear, the study was approved as humane by the review boards at both UC Berkeley and the University of Washington, and the study scientists obtained informed consent from all participants. Yeah, for now, like, what, you don't know what, I love that, where it's just like, it's fine. It's like, yeah, but no, for how many years of evolution, we've never been shooting lasers directly into our eyes to see, like, oh, hey, look, the green looks weird. Like, we've never done that before. We don't know what it does. I don't care how humane you think it is. That's gonna, like, change some shit.
Nah, it's fine.
For my part, I think we should not tempt whatever cosmic horrors exist in the realm of the unseen. Oh, that fucking too. Unseeable colors and leave well enough alone. What if by seeing it once, you're now vulnerable to their existence? There are plenty of colors already. How many more colors do we really need? Just one man's opinion. Yeah. One of my favorite all-time horror short stories by noted piece of shit racist H.P. Lovecraft is The Color Out of Space. and in which when they did the Nick Cage movie, they're like, it's purple. The color is purple because they had to pick something. One of the things I really do like about H.P. Lovecraft is a lot of his stories and stuff work only as stories. Like if you weren't reading them in a book, they wouldn't work or make any amount of sense. And in The Color Out of Space, you get this like meteorite that crashes from space to the ground, and it's like a huge like holy shit thing. When that crashes down and like because when it opens up, people see a color they've never seen before, which is a thing you can write as a sentence in a book, and you can read as a sentence in a book and be like, holy shit, it came from space, and when it came out, there's a light and a color that like we've never seen before. That's insane. But that means you can't ever make that a movie or a comic or anything. And so like when they did the Nick Cage movie, which I like, but you did not like.
Saying I didn't like is like a strong word. I liked it for what it was supposed to do, but I did not like watching it. I did not like that being put into my eyeballs and then processed.
Some stuff happens in that movie.
Processed into my brain. That
what
was
is up,
not
Chef?
Something
Morning.
I enjoyed greatly.
Yeah?
But it was a good movie for what it was supposed to do.
And it's got Nicolas Cage.
Yes, it does.
And they decide the light is purple. And that they're just like, purple. Purple is the color out of space.
My favorite color is like lavender, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd be okay with. If I could shine a laser light in your eyes so that you could see a new shade of lavender that you would never other see, would you be like, cool, let me sign up for that?
No, I like lavender that exists already. Like this lavender right here. This color.
Yeah. Do you ever fall down the rabbit hole of like?
No.
Do you and I see the same purple? Or do we see complete? What if when I look at purple, I see what you see as green?
Wouldn't that be colorblind?
No, because it's like if mine are just flip flopped, but like from a little kid, I've looked at what you see as green, but I see as purple, and they're like, people are like, that's purple. And I was like, okay.
Well, then people would be gaslighting you. Or me.
They would have no idea. No, because it is contextually purple. But what if what we call purple looks different to me and looks different to you?
As opposed to whom?
Okay, I'm not living inside your brain.
No, I know that.
Okay, so this is pink.
Yeah, like a magenta, but yeah.
Right. So what if what I see as pink is what you see as blue? But when I was in
But it's not.
But when I was in, how do you know?
Because you just called that pink.
Right, but okay, but like,
Stop.
if I saw that as blue from the beginning of my life when I was in kindergarten, someone would grab that blue thing and be like, "This is pink," and be like, "Cool, that's pink," and so that's what I see as pink. But if you got to drive in my head, you would be like, "Oh, but that's blue."
I don't really care to think about that.
Shiki's trying to help. Like what you're looking at is processed differently in your brain than Jeff's. Not that colors themselves are different, but how your brain processes it.
So you're saying if you look at that controller, you're not seeing like... Oh my god.
I'm seeing what I call pink.
Yeah.
But what if what I call pink has always been different than what you call pink?
Well, that's so... Like... That's too much. Like, I don't want to think about that.
This is this hypothetical broker.
Like, I don't understand. How would that affect me? It's not like then you can show me what you see.
No, that's what
If you could, I guess I would care at that point, but you can't. So like, why are we even?
Sam says we only have words for color because adults tell us what the color is. Yeah.
Yeah, but the adults are being told by the fucking I don't know National like Crayon Association. Like I don't know, like
It all goes back to Big Crayon.
I don't know, like they're being told what the color is too. It's not like they're just choosing. I mean, that would be wild if there was like elementary school teachers that were teaching entire classes and like lying about colors. But like I don't think
Yeah, Sam says yes. So how do we know any of us see the same colors?
I guess we don't.
Yeah, we don't, which is actually cool. Like
Not really. What if your version of pink is cooler? Or purple or blue or whatever.
Well, it might explain why people have like different favorite colors and stuff. Because it might be other people like, your favorite color is purple. Like they're just like, ah.
Yeah.
Because they see it as like orange or something, you know?
Then wouldn't they? Okay. Like they're like, oh cool, that box over there is purple. I'm gonna file this away in the purple category, but then it's orange
To them.
to them.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't someone be like, wait a minute, this is supposed to go in the orange?
No.
Or this is supposed to go in purple?
Because the agreed upon thing is the same. What's different is up here.
Okay.
Like you and I both look at this and call it pink, but what I call pink is different than what you
There's
call
this
pink.
one time that me and my ex got in this like really heated argument that lasted for years over whether or not their bathrobe was green or gray. And I can't remember for the life of me if it was green or gray, like which stance I took on it. I think it had like a green hue to it, but it was like mostly like a very like dingy green.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like a very like desaturated green. Like almost gray but green. Had a little green to it.
Okay.
And he was like, "No, it's gray. There's no fucking green. What are you talking about?" And I'd be like, "It's not just gray. I see other color in it. Like cuz gray is just gray, you know? Like your shirt's gray kind of.
Yeah.
With like blue on the front, but like it's gray. It's like a steely gray, but it's still gray. But anyway, like it was just this like constant like, and it mattered. I don't know why like it mattered so much to me, but I was just like, no, dude, it's green. Like,
well, he was maybe part of 12% of men that are colorblind.
That's entirely possible. My phone.
Cheeky said, yes, the NCA, National Korean Association. Chef says, I've always thought that too. Everyone sees colors different, but we can still tell them apart from that different reference. Yeah. Tim says, I fucking hate man-made yellows and oranges. Chef says, also Team Orange. Sam says, I hate man-made yellows and oranges. They burn my eyes, but fire, flowers, and leaves in the fall are very pretty.
Yeah.
Sam says, on the topic of colors, I've been color coding my route for today. I love that. Shiki says, gray was my least favorite color to use in the frame shop because gray is so fucking influenced by the hues in it.
Yeah.
Like the around it or in it? Because, like, I was thinking that about the shirt. Like, oh, I would have thought the shirt was blue, but I'm like, oh, I guess it is gray.
It's gray with, like, it's definitely, like, a cool toned gray. And, like, tone is a thing, too. So, like, if you think, like, I do not like lights that are, like, warm toned or yellow toned. I like cool toned things. But a lot of people I know like warm toned light for whatever reason.
I can never tell the difference between those things. And, then there's this fun stuff of like,
Are we gonna do a colorblind test right now?
I'm going to, let me see if I can find
A certified one.
Yeah, because the stuff I always find kind of fascinating. I forgot I had to wait. Chef says I'm waiting to see if I get called into work at noon. If not, I'm going to try to clean my house up. I hope you don't have to go into work unless you really want to go into work, because I wouldn't want to clean. I would much rather go into work than clean a house. If that's where you're at, then I will root for that one. So my fate is that I think, see all of these, but these ones are hell for me.
7, 6, 36, 15. 6. I can't see the rest of it because there's a microphone
like
in the way.
This one here, I can make no sense out of whatsoever.
22.
It's definitely not 22.
How do you know?
I can see it better on this screen than I can this screen, which is weird. But I think it's 73. I have no idea. Sam says the one Jeff clicked is 73. Okay, yeah, it is not 26.
What? No, I thought that was 22. And that one I thought is 36 or 26.
That's the third one, yeah.
Or is it 36?
So
it looks like 36
7,
to me.
6, 26.
But I'm also further away from the screen.
Yeah,
than
15.
You. I'll come over there. Okay, I'll fill it out. Let's go.
Okay. What is this one?
7.
Okay. What is this one?
6.
Okay.
26.
Okay. Okay.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I could see.
It
still kind of looks like 73.
Well, yeah, we know that now. I cannot on this screen at all tell that this is 73.
I can't on either.
If I look over to this screen where it's like tilted in a way, I can see it more clearly, but it's rough.
5.
Yeah.
Five. 12.
There you go. 100%.
So I'm not colored.
You're not colorblind.
I'll be sure to tell my eye doctor that when I see them on Wednesday.
Jeff says I'm not colorblind. I'm just blind. Without my glasses, I can't see shit.
Me
unless
either.
It's up against my face.
I can't really even see if it's up against my face if I don't have my glasses on.
Jeff says I can typically see all the numbers. I'm glad you're better than that. That 73 is still academic to me in some ways. I'm like, it's there. I could see kind of an argument. Sam says same life without my glasses is a dumpster fire, but at least I can't see it. We go back and forth on this a lot because that's Selena. Like, if she does not have her glasses, she is screwed.
Mm-hmm. Like 110%.
And we go back and forth and have had lots of conversations on like which is worse, because there are definitely some situations in which without my glasses I am screwed. But they are so infrequent that I can like muster by without my glasses the majority of the time, which makes making sure I have my glasses for those moments like 10 times harder than just like if I just had to wear them every day for everything. And it's been like a constant. Like, I try to keep my glasses in a location by those things, like either in the car or by the TV, to be like, okay, I want to have my glasses for when I need them. She Cheeky says you can smell it. The dumpster fire. You could smell the dumpster fire. Sam says I can't see like 3 feet away without glasses. Cheeky's favorite bit is first thing in the morning when I say you're beautiful, and she's like, you can't even see me. Chef says we have a kid who likes to rip your glasses off when they get angry. I'm so glad I have the heavy duty frames and warranty. That's what, yeah, my glasses, I used to just wear them all day, every day, all the time. And then I went through having young kids, and that stopped because they would rip them off my face all the time.
I was the child ripping my glasses off my face as a child.
Oh. No, my kids would be like, Dad!
Yeah, I mean, my little sister did that once, and then my grandma was like, don't do that, that's Sissy's eyes. And then my sister was like, oh, and then she never did that again. I think because she thought they were somehow part of my eyes. Which is kind of messed up.
What a thing to tell a child.
Yeah, that's Sissy's eyes. Like, oh, God. Which means when I take them off, I'm taking my eyes off. And then she probably would freak out if I took my glasses off. But, like, you know, as a kid, I had to have a strap attached to my glasses because I got glasses at a really, really young age. Like really little. Like, still baby, toddling around. And I would get pissed or just decide whatever, I don't want these things on my face anymore, and I'd take them and I'd whip them across the room, and then my grandma would be like, okay, Selena, not do that, and she'd walk over, pick them up, put them back on my face. I'd wait 10 minutes and do it again. She's like, all right, we're getting a strap for these, and then she would strap them to my face like goggles.
The Jurassic Park The Lost World came out.
That was a segue.
It's all related.
Okay.
Came out in 1997.
Yeah.
So I was
9?
I
10.
was 10.
Okay.
I was 10 when it came out, and that's when I got my glasses. Was the weekend that Jurassic Park: The Lost World came out.
Aw.
And it was one of those things where it was like, probably needed them the whole way, and then it was like one of those, they did like one of those like, we're gonna make sure you don't fall through the cracks school eye test things, and they're like, yeah, this kid can't see.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, fine, do glasses, and they got glasses. And I remember a kid I went to school with was like, hey, you want to go with me to Jurassic Park this weekend? And it was one of those like elementary kids. Like, I was always friendly with the dude, and I think we're still friends on Facebook. I don't think we ever hung out before or after this. You know how that happens in elementary school sometime, where you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, that one time that you hang out with that person, and then it's not even like that you don't like them later. You're just like, okay, bye, and then like you just never hang out
Their
again.
parents never coordinated, or we never coordinated. It's fine. But so I got my glasses that weekend. And I remember, so I'm a little 10-year-old kid, get glasses. And I remember going to the theater. It was like the first time I ever like went to because parents like bought tickets and were like, bye. And I was like, we're just walk in. What?
Yeah.
And I remember we were sitting there talking about how much more terrified I was going to be. It was like, I should have waited to get my glasses until next week. I'm going to be able to see. Like, I remember those conversations because we were like so convinced we were going to be like so terrified of Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. They were like, oh, bad luck getting your glasses this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I also that day ate a Quarter Pounder for the first time. It was the first time that like someone didn't throw like a Happy Meal at me.
Yeah.
They're like, because he was like, I'm getting a Quarter Pounder meal. I get a Quarter Pounder. Like, you can order just an adult meal. You can do that. I remember being like, all right, I too
would like a Quarter Pounder.
I think I said the number. I was like, I want a number 3. Like, are they going to check my ID? I don't know. And yeah, that was not my first movie experience, but my very first like movie without parents experience was Jurassic World or Jurassic Park: The Lost World,
Yeah.
with one Ian Malcolm in the cool gymnastics scene that everyone loves and nobody has any notes about whatsoever.
I don't know why people would have notes. It makes sense.
Okay. I mean, she starts doing all the gymnastics before there's even a raptor to kick. And then, like,
yeah,
the raptor pops up and then she, like...
But she was so good at gymnastics.
Okay.
She did They said that in the beginning of the movie. They're like, gymnastics. They mentioned it.
Yeah, but they say she got cut from the team. That's why
That doesn't mean she's bad at it.
That's why afterwards Ian Malcolm's like...
Doesn't mean she's bad at it. She probably just didn't apply herself because she has Ian Malcolm as a dad. Like, come on.
Chef says I rarely eat McDonald's. I had a quarter pounder Friday night. So let me ask, what's the longest you've waited for a McDonald's burger?
I once waited 45 minutes for Popeyes. Oh my god, I couldn't think of it. Popeyes. Because, like, back when I hadn't had Popeyes until COVID. And it was, like, when the restrictions were first getting, like, lifted a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to still pop a mask on and go through a drive-thru because, like, I don't want to go in and sit down inside anywhere because I still...
Pause.
What?
I was drinking too, which I almost died.
What?
Because you said pop a mask on.
Yeah.
As in the verb pop, article a, noun mask, right?
Yeah, pop one on, like, put one on your face.
Yes. I heard pop a mask. You're like, I had a papa mask on. And my brain was running with what a papa mask was.
Papa Joel. No. No. No, but I wanted to get Popeyes for the first time, and I did, and it was amazing. And I got, well, the first time I ever got Popeyes, I didn't get the spicy chicken sandwich. I got a regular chicken sandwich, and I was like, this is not as good as everybody says. It's still very good. It's just not, like, life-changing. And then my ex was like, no, dude, like, you gotta get the spicy chicken sandwich with the pickles. And I was like, I don't like spicy things, but sure. And then I think he either let me try his or we got a spicy chicken sandwich at a different time. And then I was like, oh my god, it's life-changing. And then that's all I'll ever get from Popeyes now is a spicy chicken sandwich.
I kind of want a spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes now.
Bro, listen, all we gotta do is a little scoot down to this place that's 30 minutes from us that I'm not going to dox myself about.
Chef said, I paid, waited, and waited, and waited. 30 minutes later, they give me my food, a burger, fries, and tea. Yeah, I can't imagine waiting that long for McDonald's for myself. I've definitely waited a long time for McDonald's for, like, the kids. And it's been one of those things where it's, like, it's been, like, part of a bargain. Where it's just, like if I get you McDonald's, and then it's, like, that's when everything goes to shit. And it's like, okay, I've solved this situation with McDonald's, and then it's like, then McDonald's takes 18 years. Jeff says, Popeyes is my choice for fast food chicken, way better than KFC and Bojangles.
Yeah, it's good.
Where's Bojangles at? I refuse to go to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, fuck Chick-fil-A. I can pour pickle juice on my own chicken. Thank you very much. Are we gonna drive to get Bojangles today?
Well, I don't think so. I've never even... My guess is that... okay, there's 4 of them in Ohio. So... I know people really like Cane's chicken too, and that's
I
not
like
here yet.
Hardee's, I think is what it is. There's one that's like 40 minutes away that
I ate so much Hardee's as a kid because that was the turnpike food.
Oh, yeah.
And it's weird how like the ones where it's like weirdly like because it's Hardee's or Carl's Jr. depending on which part of the country you're in, but they're the same. much like rallies and
Checkers. Yeah.
Chef says I actually have a Chick-fil-A gift card that was given to me for my birthday. And I'm waiting for a homeless person begging me near a Chick-fil-A to give it to them.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of... At that point, unfortunately, the money is already spent. I just won't go to a Chick-fil-A.
I just don't get it. It's like, it's not...
It's certainly not good chicken outside of the fact that they're a horrible company. So, like, why would you even risk all that for, like nasty
fine.
Chicken? It's not. It's like the nuggets, like, they're like little, like, greasy pieces of, like, fat. I had Chick-fil-A when I was, like, my mom got me Chick-fil-A a lot when I was little. And, like, I probably had it between then and now. I couldn't tell you when because it's been a really long time. But, like, it just...
There's definitely been a number of times I've been in the car with someone and we've been in a town that actually has a Chick-fil-A and be like, oh, we have to get Chick-fil-A because we're here.
It's like, why? And no, we don't. Who's telling you have to? Can I talk to them?
Well, they have an excitement about it. And
okay.
And like, and I'm like, okay, like...
I'll just straight up tell someone, no, thank you. I'm allergic to pickles. And they put pickle juice on everything, so...
But so, like, I've only tried it north of it being forbidden fruit. But, like, even that doesn't add... Like, I'm like, even if you take out the homophobia and just, like, handed me, like, hey, would you like this chicken sandwich? I would be like, that's fine. I wouldn't be like, oh my god, sign me up for supporting homophobia to eat this. Like, it's not that good.
No.
It's just fine.
No.
Sam says it's the Lord's chicken, so that makes it elite and taste heavenly. Anything else is blasphemy.
I'm gonna go get a Dr. Pepper. I think I'm slowly burning up my, like, stomach lining, the lining of my stomach with all the Dr. Pepper I drink. But I can't stop.
Yeah? Should I not support your Dr. Pepper habit any longer?
The kids have started giving me shit about it too. They're like, every time I go to get a Dr. Pepper, they're like, another Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, let me live, bro. Let me live.
Sam said I haven't had... Sure, yeah. Sorry, I planned on eating it, and then I was talking on the internet instead of eating it. Sam says I haven't had Bojangles in so long. Soggy said it's cool, I'm back. Everything at work is broken. I'm sorry everything at work is broken. It's probably my fault. Shiki says Sam sells chicken tenders and patties that my Chick-fil-A eating ex said were really close to their food, and it comes without the hate. Yeah, so you can just go get that. Also, I don't understand. It's just fine. Chef says I've not eaten Chick-fil-A in 25 years. Sagi says it's the Lord's chicken. That didn't save the Pope on Easter. I also just love Homie met with Vance. He meets with JD Vance and then is done. And then the first thing I saw this morning was that someone posted that SpongeBob meme that I'm gonna head out. It said the Pope after meeting JD Vance. And I died a little. It was pretty funny. So like I said, also I do have Raising Cane's in the neighborhood now. I hear from my friends and family that have lived out west, I hear really good things about there. Never eaten it though. My one niece will like start knifing people for some canes. Like someone will accidentally say something vaguely resembling canes, and she'll be like, "There's a canes around here." Like, she just gets all twitchy. It's amazing. That's like her one regret in her move to Michigan is that there's not a Cane's chicken around. Sam says Dr. Pepperaholic is better than alcoholic, I guess.
This is true.
Yeah. It's my fault. I literally one day was like, I handed her a Diet Dr. Pepper, and she was like, I don't know if I like Diet Dr. Pepper. And I was like, have you had it? She's like, no. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you this, but it's going to be a problem. because I had like a solid year where I drank like nothing but this, and it was a problem. And you're like, okay, and then you drink it, and then it was.
It is. It continues to be a problem because, like, I used to drink Coke Zero all the time. Cherry Coke Zero or like cherry vanilla Coke Zero. Ooh, a cherry vanilla Coke Zero would slap.
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't had one of those in forever. The vanilla was starting to taste a little weird after I drank so much of it, though, that, like, I think after a break, though, it should be fine.
I think vanilla always tastes weird.
Well, that's fine. It's not for you.
Retro says haven't eaten Mickey D's since the 90s. I mean, that's when it was good. And it's not at all nostalgia glasses telling me that. That's just actual factual
not good
information.
now, though. Sometimes I'll cave and be like, shit, I don't want to cook anything. Let's go through the McDonald's drive-thru. And, like, every time afterwards, I'm just like, I feel like shit. Like, I feel like I just took another 10 days off my life by eating this, but, like, at least I didn't have to cook.
Like that machine in The Princess Bride. You're just like,
yep.
I've now taken 1 year off your life.
Yep.
I am so mad that they're not 24 hours anymore, because the one time that I don't care where my palate's at, what's going on, that I'm always just like, oh my god, McDonald's. If I'm, like, drunk at, like, 2 in the morning...
That's true. Taco Bell, though, when you're drunk at 2 in the morning, hits way harder than McDonald's.
Hard disagree. That
nope.
that 2 cheeseburger meal is a gift from God.
I disagree.
So
heavily.
Sagi says, honestly, my mother-in-law told me he died, and my first thought was give him a few days. Chef says, we just got a Cane's. I want to try it, but from open to close, there's a line. Yeah, that's like that here, too, whenever there's something new. Sagi says, when I finally drive down to see you, I'll bring Cane's. It's so busy all the time. Okay, that works.
I've never had. Is that the place with the sauce?
Every place has a sauce.
No.
Every place is like, no, you don't get it. There's sauce.
No. I'm talking about, like, sometimes on TikTok I see people eating, I'm assuming Cane's, and they have like a big cup of sauce. And it's like, I don't stay long for those videos because I can't watch people eating like that. It scares me. But, like, they'll, like, be dipping the chicken in the sauce and it's, like, everywhere. And I'm just like, that's nice. Is that sauce really that good? I wouldn't know.
Same.
I would not know.
Sam says, according to the internet, I haven't had a soda in 1,356 days. I think that might be the longest I've stuck to anything in my life. Yeah, I was a chronic soda drinker.
We should try to start incorporating those bubbly drinks again. I think that would save me.
I mean, that's what these are. These are bubblies with caffeine in them.
It's too much. There's too much flavor in those. Like, they almost taste sugary. I can't drink too many of them. Makes my tummy upset.
Sagi says, drunk at 2 a.m. Jack in the Box has entered the chat. Jack in the Box rules, because the other thing Jack in the Box does that, again, McDonald's started doing for a while, and then we had, oh man, pre-COVID, we had it so good. Because McDonald's was doing all-day breakfast, which Jack in the Box pushed them in the market to have to do. And then now they won't do it again, and it is annoying. Because sometimes you just want breakfast food, and especially in the weekdays, when you're just like, ugh, alright, I gotta get into the show, oh man. An egg sandwich would really, like, get me through here, would, like, really, like, take this day from, like, ugh, I can't deal with it, to, like, into it. And then you look and it's 10:35 and you're like, god damn it!
Oh, it gets even worse for the people working at McDonald's, because you're that person that forgets it's 10:35. And if you're the person that forgets it's 10:35 but you work at McDonald's, get ready to get screamed at by, like, the entire restaurant back people in the back, because, like, when I started working there, I just would zone out like 90% of the time because I fucking worked at McDonald's, and what else are you gonna do besides disassociate? But, like, I think we got rid of all day breakfast after I started working there, so I was also just not used to not being able to ring.
You're just like ringing up an Egg McMuffin, and everyone would be like, "We can't do that."
Yeah, it'd be like 10:32, and my manager would be like, "Are you fucking stupid?" And I'm like, Well, no, actually, I just thought maybe it's 10:32 and there's got to be another egg on that thing, but yeah, no, I'm fucking stupid.
Fuck me for wanting to let the. That's the.
And then they get mad when customers are mad that we have to tell them that there's no egg McMuffins, and it's like I can't win here.
Well, and the thing that drives me absolutely insane about it all is then you'll have a place like Tim Hortons, which is like their whole thing is
Oh
like
God, I
we
want Tim Hortons.
we are we are a
now. My
coffee
tummy
shop,
hurts.
coffee and donut shop. And then you'll be like, "Okay, cool. Can I have your breakfast sandwich?" You're like, "No, sorry, we're on lunch now." Like, bro, no one wants your lunch. I'm sorry. No one's here for your fucking
Fiending for a panini.
yeah, no one's here for your fucking paninis, Tim Hortons. We're here for
I'm barely here for their breakfast. Like their breakfast is a hit or a miss. It's either the nastiest thing I've ever eaten or like
100%.
it will heal something in me.
If you can get it at like 3 p.m. and like you need like a greasy breakfast sandwich and you're like, "Oh, I'll go to the one place in town that's like entirely themed around breakfast." And then you go there and they're like, "Sorry, we're on lunch." It's like, what the fuck? Know your lane, Tim Hortons.
They are a coffee shop. It's very weird that they don't just serve breakfast all the time.
Sagi says every place has a sauce was my first response to. Yeah. And I have a soda stream. Love plain bubble water. Should we get a soda stream? Should we be soda stream people? Says I have a sauce Sam says, yeah, my roommate used to keep the fridge stocked with Mountain Dew, so we drink it constantly all day. It was real bad. That was me for years. And then the last round of it was when Selena first moved in. We went ham on Mountain Dew Zero.
Oh my God. That shit was bad.
My stomach still hasn't quite recovered from it.
That's all we drank though.
I've
Literally.
not really drank pop since.
No, I have not stopped drinking pop since, which is, it's like I was drinking bubblies in my apartment and then I came here and started drinking Mountain Dew Zero. So I think it had something to do with you.
I'm sure, because I was just like, oh, cool, let's
try this Mountain Dew Zero, and we tried it. Oh boy, did we try it.
I think it
in
was
replacement for literally every liquid we were drinking.
Yeah, I think it was. Oh, it was because someone. I think it was back when like my nephew graduated. It was around for an event, and then it was just like always around. Like it was one of those things where it was like you buy a bunch of it for an event, and then it's like, oh well, we have a bunch of this, and then
cool.
it was,
and then it's like, oh, it's delicious. Let's keep drinking this.
Retro says, as a young teen, I caught myself drinking an entire 6-pack of Coke by noon. Quit soda pop, cold turkey. Have not been back since.
I used to drink like whole 2 liters of Mountain Dew like a day practically as a kid. And everybody would be like, oh my God. Like, they were surprised that I was still like healthy, I guess. And to be fair, I don't think I was healthy. I think I just didn't gain any weight whatsoever because I had a high metabolism, I think.
Yeah.
But like at the time I was just like, I don't know. I'm just eating whatever and drinking whatever sounds good and like not really paying attention to the repercussions of it.
Yeah.
And then I tried to continue that lifestyle in my 20s and then like was like
very quickly.
Yeah, sick all the time and just like, why am I always like nauseous?
The worst thing about getting older is just like we go into the doctor to like, I don't understand. And they're like, well, are you eating healthy? Are you exercising? And you're like, no, but I never have before. They're like, okay, well, you need to do that.
Yeah, you gotta start doing that. It's like, why? I didn't before.
Sam says my workouts and diet come in waves and I need mental health breaks, but so does the one thing I'll never go back to. Chef said, I used to drink 2 packs of soda a week. I quit almost cold turkey in 2007. I'll have a Coke or root beer ever so often. Yeah, I will do I do the occasional fountain drink pop.
You drink some of my Dr. Peppers too. I know this because I find them and they're not mine.
Yeah, it's not. It's not my go-to. I won't like over one of these.
Mm.
Shiki says, I love me some Timmy Ho's, but not the paninis, right? Not their lunch menu, right? Retro says, how many Timmys are in Michigan? Quite a bit, I would imagine, just because we're practically Canada.
Sorry. I
Like,
was stretching.
prior to it being a much bigger deal to cross the Canadian border, we're famous around here for roads that if you accidentally get on them, you're going to Canada and can't get off of them until you get into Canada. I don't know how they handle those roads now, but there is spots around here where it's just like, whoops, guess you're going to another country. Sagi says, I'm here for Timbits and black coffee. Timbits and black coffee is solid. But sometimes they'll do that too. They'll be like, sorry, we don't have a lot of pastries left.
It's like your Tim Hortons.
But your Tim Hortons, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, we don't have any. We only have birthday cake for the. I've been told that we just have birthday cake Timbits, and I'm like, but I wanted the chocolate ones. Or they have I guess the sourdough, like, glazed ones are good, too.
Those are alright, yeah.
I like those.
Timbits are great.
I like the chocolate ones. I do not like the birthday cake ones.
Sam said, Jeff, which Tim Hortons hurt you? I'm just saying.
Oh, boy.
That if you...
When he starts tapping the desk, I know it's real.
There should be, as someone who likes breakfast food.
I like how you stopped tapping it with your finger and now you're like...
More than any other food. It is like one of the few things that like, it could take me from bad day to okay day is breakfast food. It is like...
It's true. I've seen it.
There needs to be a place where you can run through a drive-thru and get some breakfast food. That's just, and we lived in a world for a while where there were several, and now you would think that Tim Hortons would be the one, right? That's what they're here for. But you go through and they're like, nah, you want some of our paninis? I don't want a panini!
Technically, a panini can be a breakfast food, can it? Like a breakfast panini?
If they offered a breakfast panini, sure.
I thought paninis were breakfast.
No, panini is like, it's
like a lunch.
Typically, but you could theoretically make a breakfast. It's a type of sandwich, is a panini.
Okay.
It's like how the bread is and
it's
how it's grilled.
Yeah.
Jeff says, y'all remember when Burger King had the mini cinnamon bun? Yeah, they were amazing.
McDonald's had donut sticks for the longest time. Listen. It was that and their like revamp on the Do you remember Chicken Selects? From McDonald's? They were called Chicken Selects.
Yes. Yeah.
Then we moved on to chicken tenders when I worked there. But like, it was between that and the donut sticks. I gained like 20 pounds. I'm not even kidding. Like I wasn't like walking around either. So it was like a mixture.
That's when I met you and fell in love with you. And that it's like, I still love you now, but like, you're always like, oh, I'm going to get like,
sorry, I have bad body image issues.
I know,
not my
but
fault.
like sometimes your brain tries to throw those at me, and I'm like, I'm in the era in which you were the biggest was like when I like met you and fell in love with you and was like had zero complaints. It wasn't like I was like, you could stand a loose.
Yeah, you never once commented on my weight, whether I was. You did when I was in the throes of not doing well with losing weight. You were like, I think you need to like stop. I think you need to like eat more. But no, like donut sticks were insanely good. They were like they were almost like churros.
Yeah.
And they'd fry them and not the same like stuff as the french fries, obviously, because they came before the french fries. Mm-hmm. But like we had a separate fryer for the donut sticks. We pop them in there and then like sprinkle some cinnamon stuff on there. Oh my God, it was so good. I want to go back to those days where I had those for breakfast. But they don't have them anymore because they took them away. Everything that I've ever loved in McDonald's, they've taken it away from me.
I remember one day I was like... not
you
doing
remember?
well, and I tried to order a parfait, and they treated me like an insane person.
It was so funny. Well, it wasn't funny that they treated you like that. It was funny because it was my old GM,
Mm-hmm.
and I could just like see him like back in the old days, just be, and like to be fair, they deal with stuff like that every single day of people being like, "There's no parfaits," and he was just like, "Sir, we haven't had parfaits for like years," and you're just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And me knowing that like they got rid of parfaits towards the time I was leaving, I was like, I don't think they have parfaits anymore. I don't know if it was just a COVID thing or what, but like
That was insane to me because it was like that was always not a thing I would go for often, but it was like a thing that was there. If you're like, man, fruit and yogurt, but I have to get McDonald's for the kids, but like
I would eat those for breakfast sometimes when I would work.
Well, and that's what I was like, I need something like that, and I was like, I'll take a parfait, I guess. And they're like, we don't have parfaits. Like, what do you mean?
But then you got really like ornery, and so I'm not saying like that like his attitude was the best.
Change.
I'm not saying that his attitude, the guy at the speaker's attitude, was the best either. But you got real ornery. You're like, what do you mean you don't have parfaits? And the guy's just like, sir, we haven't had parfaits for like 2 years. They've been gone. And you're like, okay then. You're like so angry. I was like, to be fair, I don't think they have had parfaits since COVID. He's not wrong. And you're like, why did they change?
I was very upset.
It's like, I don't think that anyone wanted to. I think it was like a guideline thing, and they literally couldn't do it because of, I think they made the parfaits there at McDonald's, and because of COVID, because of like the guidelines that changed.
Oh, it was some money thing. They probably guised it under that.
Are you sure?
If there's a way for them to make,
I mean,
stuff.
I'm sure there's people that feel as strongly about parfaits as you do, Jeff.
Chef says, shit's getting real. My federal profile's been updated, showed me as an RBT. I don't know what that means. I can make something up. Real bitchin' Taco Man. That's I don't know.
I don't know what that means. I can make something up.
Sagi said, speaking of quitting, I used to eat loads of leftovers, especially after Thanksgiving, but then I quit cold turkey.
Oh my god.
We also have this button for that. You can always just do a little of that.
Yeah, but is it going to be prevalent to what we're talking about?
Probably not.
No, because the AI thing that lives in the restream doesn't know what we're talking about.
Lena, I'm so tired of trying to figure out what equals 86,400 seconds. Let's call it a day. Shiki says, nah, mostly their ice caps and the donut
Tim
holes.
Hortons ice caps is so good. They're Oreo ones. My life changed when I tried one of those for the first time. My friend was like, we gotta go to Tim Hortons. I was like, why? And she's like, Oreo ice cap. And I was like, are you sure? And she's like, no, dude, try it. Listen. And I was like, okay. And then I did, and that's usually what I get. Or if I'm feeling spicy, I just get like a vanilla iced coffee, because their vanilla iced coffees are pretty good too. Now I just want Tim Hortons.
Well, I gotta go to the shop after this if you want to roll with.
Why are you gonna go to the shop? I thought you said you weren't doing that.
I said I wasn't gonna get there at 11.
Why do you do that? Why do you do that where you're like, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. And
I said I can't get there at 11 because we're still going to be doing this.
I thought you were saying you weren't doing that at all. And then I was like, did you cave and say you would do it anyway? And it's like,
no, I said I can do 11:30 because that's when I can do it.
Fine.
Sagi says, also regards to sodas, I've turned my tab to the left since middle school, so I know which one is mine. That's amazing. I love that. Every single soda you open, you're like, just in case there's a debate on like whose is whose.
Yeah.
That makes my brain so happy. Except now you said it, and what if I did? I'm gonna have to come up with a different direction so that we can tell ours apart.
When I would get fountain pops, I would like push all the buttons. Yeah.
Sam says, "Jeff, breathe. Where is Tim? I just want to talk. I just want to talk."
What the fuck is this panini? That's all I can read because it's in capital letters.
Sagi said, I'm just saying, made me laugh so hard my wife checked on me. Sam said, anything can be breakfast food, Lita. You're an adult.
I know, but society tells me no.
Society tells you no.
Society tells me if I eat eggs at 3 o'clock that I'm not.
Oh, that's always been me. When I was a kid, for a long stretch, I refused to
Bye, Sam. Have a good stream.
eat like anything else. I would just be like, they'd be like, can we go to like a Bob Evans? Because otherwise he's going to throw a fit.
We gotta go to a Bob Evans.
If he can't
you don't
order,
want to see what he does when he doesn't get
if
his
he can't
breakfast
order
food.
just like eggs and
So that hasn't changed, has it?
No, it is not.
Okay. Fair enough.
Like he says, I need to check in with all the news I nerd more often. Yeah,
We're here.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Not Wednesday though, and Jeff will constantly remind everyone that it's all my fault.
Makes me twitchy. Shiki says, I used to make paninis on my George Foreman grill. I used to do grilled burritos on my George Foreman grill.
Both of those things sound delicious.
Every time I see one at Goodwill, I think of buying one just for these kind of purposes. They were never good at cooking meat. They were fine, but like they were never like, but for toasting sandwiches
things
and stuff. Yeah. Saki says Taco Bell cinnamon twist.
Oh yes, I get those
amazing.
every time I go to Taco Bell. I get a box with the 2 chicken cantina tacos, and I get the cinnamon twist instead of nachos, and it's the best time.
It's very good.
It's a good time.
Chef says, speaking of, I have a brand new George Foreman grill and Muhammad Ali DVD set for sale. Both boxed.
What? There's a DVD?
It's a joke because they both boxed, but they say they.
Oh, okay.
Shiki says the Cinnabon things at Taco Bell are my favorite. Okay.
Oh my God, have we told this story on stream before?
Which story?
The story of you being an absolute I love you is kind of grumpy old man about
Oh, when you started your period and just wanted a Cinnabon?
Oh my God.
They weren't
to be
sell
fair,
it to
my grumpiness from being on my period probably amped up the urgency of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But we rolled through Taco Bell 10 minutes after they were supposed to open. So it wasn't even right to open. It was 10-15 minutes. We roll up to our local Taco Bell. We're like, hey, cinnamon Dream Delight. What the fuck are those things called?
Cinnabon Delights.
Cinnabon Delights. We're like, hey, give us some Cinnabon Delights. And
they were like, we're not open yet.
We're like, they're like, actually, we don't have people here. We're not open. And you're like, what? And then you just DoorDashed them. And then
I did a DoorDash pickup order. I pulled into the DoorDash pickup order. It confirmed it.
And you were like,
I just rolled right up.
You're in there. What do you mean there's no one here? You're answering the speaker. I felt so bad afterwards, though. I was like, was this really worth it? And you're like, yeah. All they had to do was pop some Cinnabons.
It's like the time I was sitting in Chipotle and I DoorDash picked up chips when they wouldn't sell me chips. They're like, those are just for takeout orders. And I was like, okay then. What the fuck are we doing here?
You're like, I can see them right there on the shelf. And I'm sitting there with our oldest kid, and he's just like, what the fuck is Dad freaking out about? Chips? And I'm like, they're not going to give him the chips because they're only for takeout orders because they don't want to make more chips right now because they're going to close soon. And our teenager was like, oh. Meanwhile, you're just like, I can see them. They're on the shelf. Just hand them to me. It was terrible. You're such a Karen sometimes. I love you so much. And it's like, that's the one thing where I'm like, maybe you need to, like, not do that.
It's whenever I can sense I'm being lied to, that's when I start like getting like
your sense of justice. Just
it's
like...
not justice. It's just like if I roll, you know me. If we rolled in, it was like 10-15,
and they didn't lie to you,
and they were like, "Homie, I'm gonna be straight with you." Like
they did that at Taco Bell. They were like, "Hey, there's not people here. Like it's just me."
They said we're not open.
Yeah, because there was just one person there or two or something.
But they were open. They were open. They just didn't want to make food.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, valid.
If they were just like, hey, I'm going to level with... Because, like, I've gone into places at, like... It'd been like, hey, I'm sorry, I know it's like 10 to bit.
Is it okay if I order?
Okay?
And they'll be like, hey, man, no, actually, like, I turned the ovens off. I can't.
It'd be like, I just turned the ovens off. I can turn them back on for you. And it'd be like, I'm not going to make you do that. Have a good night. And they're like, we'll do it. And I'm like, it's fine. Like, that's...
You just want them to be honest with you.
But if I roll in at 15 to close and they're like, actually, we're out of pizza. You're just like, I know you're not out of pizza.
Tell me the truth.
My problem with the Cinnabons and the rate I thought I was going to go on, Shiki, the rant I thought I was going to go on, is that they only sell you them in denominations of 2 or 12. And 2 is way too few Cinnabons for anyone.
And 12 is way too much.
It drives me insane. I
mean, it's not too much, but, like, it is. Like, if someone hands me a 12-pack of Cinnabons, I'm eating those.
Chef says Dairy Queen doesn't have cherries anymore.
Huh?
What?
It fucking excuse me? What do they do? What do they do for, like, a fucking sundae? A raspberry? A blueberry? Some cherry syrup? Like, what? Oh my god.
Oh, that stresses me out.
Me too, dude.
Sam said 8,000 years ago, the world's today's stories don't don't fuck with Jeff's food routine, I guess.
Yeah, it's true.
Soggy said, also my algorithm is going to be garbage after this. McDonald's, parfaits, Taco, John Tots, Tim Hortons, etc. Taco Bell has nuggets, and I keep ranting about like how that upsets me, and then Vince keeps telling me they're amazing and good.
I might try some at some point, but like I keep just like pushing that knowledge out of my head that they have nuggets. I completely ignore that fact, and I get whatever taco related thing I want there, because I'm not there for nuggets. I'm there for tacos. Or burritos.
Soggy says McDonald's simplified their menu in 2020, and with that, we lost the parfait. That seems unfair.
And yet, life marches on.
Chef says, remember when I said here's Thursday, Friday, so I was studying for exam for... Yes, sorry. I just didn't recognize the letters. I'm bad at life. Sam says, me waiting to leave till Jeff reads the Tim Hortons joke. I hope I did. Shiki says... Yeah, it was like our thing whenever I was with my friend Crayon, mint chocolate ice cap and a snack. Oh, Caroline.
I was like, wait, that says Carolyn, not Crayon.
They do have a friend named Crayon, and so my brain just filled it in, and I don't know. Sam says he'll get caught up one day. I'm trying.
Bye, Shiki. Love you. I can read that chat over there. Kind of. It's slightly bigger.
He says you waiting for that is like me waiting for your stream to start. So says, so we're both waiting for that, I guess. Was worth the wait? Okay. I don't even remember the joke. I'm so sorry. That was Sam.
Damn, your Cinnabon rant really.
Yeah, it broke me. Soggy said, we cooked Costco sausages on our George Foreman in college. Yeah, I used to do a lot of meat on the George Foreman.
Oh, Pete. That was a big stretch, buddy. How you doing? Come here.
Soggy said in response to Jeff Cinnabon, seriously, don't mess with Jeff's food. Good morning, Mike.
Oh, there's a big boy.
At the Taco Bell I used to go to, I would get 6 of them. So you would order like 3 things of 2?
I think some Taco Bells let you do 6.
What?
Maybe, I don't know, chill. You're yelling and it's frightening my
Sorry.
boy.
My
boy.
Mike says I'm just here for nuggets and tacos. Chef says, and I passed the exam. It was hell before and after for different reasons. Well, I'm so glad you did it. Hey, look, I'm caught up. Okie dokie, I have to skedaddle, said Cheeky.
There you go. You're fine.
We made it. Guys, we made it.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it. Look at Pete. Look at him. He's a baby. Look at the baby.
He is indeed a baby.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a link to our YouTube. Please go subscribe. We take our like 4, 5, 6 hour game footage and edit it down into like 20-minute things of just the jokes. Put a lot of work into it. Right now I'm putting up Selena's first playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2. And I put a lot of work into editing it. Please go check it out. Here's a link to our Whatnot store that if you click it will give you $15 free to buy from us. It'll also, if you go there, we're live there every Saturday night at 8, so you can like hang out and watch us do a live comic sale Saturday nights if you're into that.
Fit in there.
We have raid messages. They look like that. If you're not subscribed, that
Pete wants to sit in that basket.
Subscribe. He loves sitting in a basket. And we're gonna go bug Samuel, who's doing a Hollow Knight stream. For a while, I was really confused there because I was like, "Oh man!" I went to click. Where's Sam at? But I didn't click follow streams yet. So we're gonna head over there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for the stream. We'll be live later today with me playing Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So be honest, be kind, be useful, live a good fucking life. We love you.